train their guys, and they can't afford, somebody that's like a premium repair guy. So they're kind of stuck in that rut of like what step do they take next? And a lot of them figure out that the easy answer is to outsource it. So if you look up the top 10 shops in your location and just approach them and just say, hey, talk to the shop foreman or the manager and just say, hey, this is what I do. We only repair stone. We don't fabricate. We're not your competitor. We're open to taking some repair and other jobs off your hands. The way that restoration started with my dad's company was he hired somebody to take care of his existing customers that were coming back 10 years later, 20 years later, looking to like refresh the installations that he did. So he didn't have guys in house that were able to go and do that without making a mess. At that time, fabricators were, there was no dustless stuff, so it was a mess. But
I think you've talked for longer than me now.
I would like to add to that whenever you're done.
Yeah. So anyway, but like it's just like my point is like a lot of these guys that I talk to, they realize that it's either a full blown in-house thing that they either want to get into or they don't, and the ones that don't need somebody to reach for. So you want to find the people that are having trouble or need help handling the repairs so that they can keep cranking out countertops. So whether you go to their shop and do it or whether you meet them on the job site to take care of it, so maybe some of the guys set seams crooked or something like that, you can go grind it, or they get stains, or there's silicone stains that they can't deal with because their guys use silicone on a porous material or something like that. So approach the shops that are the most reputable in your area first, and then narrow it down from there, because I mean, in some areas you may get not even past the top 10 and you'll be loaded down with work and you don't have to bother with the other ones. So, but you want to shoot for the most reputable ones first.
So in essence, to sum it up, the top 10 best shops.
I might have one too.
Yeah,
I gotta add something too.
Yeah, I want to add something to it. In my experience, we get a good amount of work from fabricators, but it's not just countertop stuff. Fabs get a lot of traffic. So there are people that go in that ask about floor restorations and terrazzo restorations, concrete restorations. So we get quite a bit. So I think it's really in your interest to go out there and cold sell on as many fabricators as you can. Not talking about the guys who operate out of the back of a pickup truck. Guys that have shops, that are established businesses, that have walk-in, off-the-street business, that have reputations. In my area, we have hundreds. There's an unlimited amount of fabricators, and a lot of business comes from that, including anti-etch business, and there's just a good amount of business. So I think you should absolutely, as much time as you can dedicate to seeing people in sales, fabricators should be high on the list. Tile shops as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the tile shops. That's how we first got started. A lot of years ago, we got certified by Aquamix back when Aquamix was by themselves before they sold out to custom. And our first job was just going to a tile shop, and I just walked in and I said, hey, just so you know, we're certified by Aquamix. We certified to do grout coloring and do a marble restoration and stuff. And within a day they called me and they're like, hey, I got a guy, grout's uneven. Can you go out and help fix it for it? We just went out and did a grout color. And once we got in, then we just started doing, just a ton of restoration. Because all we do is fix, right? Everybody here pretty much just fixes. So between the tile shops was our start. With the fabricators, for us, is probably 30% of our business. We don't work directly for them. They just refer. They don't want to deal with customers from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. In our area, I don't think there's one shop that can top polish.
They don't even want to seal anymore.
They don't want to do anything anymore because they don't have the people. So in our area, at least, when if they want something polished, they bring it all the way back, rip it off, bring it back, top polish it, and take it back out. We'll take care of that for them. But more importantly, like I said, fabricators, they just don't have the talent anymore. So if you can prove to them that you're really good, you're knowledgeable, and more importantly, you're willing to help them out. I probably do $5,000 a year worth of just helping them out, and I probably get $50,000 back from it. It's
Just
it's
show
a
up
win.
and do a job, and their phone doesn't ring, and they're happy.
If you show up on time and you do what you say you're going to do, and the customers, and they're high end fabricators, if you do what you say you're going to do and you make them look good, they will feed you so much work because those customers will come back to them too. For new countertops. So
the work for them though, like if you're gonna be doing work for them, it should be, you better be on your game. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you should have a higher level, because what they need is people who are gonna fix those seams that didn't get set up
Yep.
right. And it's quartz. They can't match the quartz finish, but if you show them, if you do bring a portfolio in, that's what you wanna show them, that you're capable of taking care of that quartz, bringing that finish back, then that's what they're gonna be calling you
And for goodness sakes, if you're going to go in, and I probably shouldn't have to say it, but go in like at the beginning, dressed like professional. One of the things, it's amazing.
Bring donuts.
Yeah, just go in, but just be professional, be knowledgeable, and I'll tell you, they'll feed you. And when you go do a job for their customers, like I said, we're super careful. And I don't know if we talked about it, but 90% of the job satisfaction for us is the fact that we're just very clean, very professional. We show up when we say we're going to do it, and there's no issues. And I'll tell you, it buys you so much room if something does go weird on a job. If you're just ultra professional and you're doing it the right way, and I know it seems like it's a given, but you'd be amazed how many customers complain about people coming in their homes, tracking stuff in, not taping and plasticking, cigarette butts in the front yard. I mean, it's stuff that you wouldn't think you'd have to worry about, but like
And
I
they
said,
notice.
they notice
That's
everything.
insane.
Yeah.
What did you want
That's
to add?
insane.
And
It's insane, but it's true.
when you go to a fabrication shop, probably the most critical person that you're going to talk to there is the person that answers the phone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So because the fabrication shop, the foreman, the manager, they don't want to talk to you about doing some repair. And they've already told that person that answers the phone, hey, look, we don't do any of this. So that person that answers the phone will be the one, hey, we don't do scratch repair, or we don't do refinishing, but we have this company. Because the foreman and the manager, they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. So you make sure that person that answers the phone when you walk in, that's why how you look makes a difference. How you talk to that person makes a huge difference. Because really, in the overall scheme of the thing, they're kind of low on the totem pole there, but they're your most important asset there. Because if you can be friendly with them, they will be like, yeah, we have this company here.
I want to add one more thing on that. I want to add.
Me too. I want to add too.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll add. Mine's really fast.
Go yours.
And once a year, all fabricators wanted from us is that we bring them a lunch, a cookie platter, sandwiches, salads, for the whole entire shop.
An appreciation lunch.
Happy as heck.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say one thing that I would do back when I was in the field is like other shops. It was tough to get in because I was working under my dad's company, which was a fabrication shop. So we're technically competitors, but we had a whole restoration side. But like their showrooms and stuff like that, I would offer to like do their floor, or if they had a seam. It's like at that time, the mid 2000s, 2010s, stuff like that. Not a lot of people were like face polishing granite, so it was tricky, and a lot of people didn't actually believe that it could be done well. And so I would say, hey, I'll do this one seam, no charge. If you think it's worth telling people about, here's my cards, and we can take care of stuff for you. Or just a supplier showroom that sells tile, like Dow Tile or Arizona Tile or something like that. They change their tiles all the time. But in the walkways they get worn down, so you can like refinish the section or whatever, something like that, just to show them, instead of telling them I could do this, you show them this is what we could do for your clients as well, and then leave your information and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do that for tile shops.
Takes a half a day out of your time.
I
And
got one more.
Next question.
I got one more.
I got
thing.
one more thing too.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna start cutting y'all
Sorry,
off, or
Tranny,
we'll
we're
be here all
coming.
night.
So when it comes to fabricators, high-end fabricators and tile shops like Saks, Walker Zanger, what really helps is for you to do a CEU course, continuing education course. You can get certified by the Natural Stone Institute. It takes about 2 hours to do it, to get certified. And then you basically can charge for the CEU course, but you don't have to. You basically do a lunch and learn with like Ann Sachs, or that's what we've done. Lunch and learns with Dr. Zhang, lunch and learns with these high-end fabricators, and they invite a bunch of designers in to talk to them about fabrication, about like specific things about from a stone industry standpoint. And then you don't just talk to the fabricator, you do a service for them, and then you get to talk to like 15 designers, their customers.
You get to schmooze.
And you make an agreement with the fabricator. Yeah. When you make an agreement with the fabricator that you're
Certified
gonna.
by who?
What are you
He
talking
said
about?
it was with the
Natural Stone Institute.
It's Natural
Somebody
Stone
didn't
Institute.
hear.
CEU, that's a service the Natural Stone Institute does. And these are AIA, and there's like National Kitchen and Bath. They all have to do continuing education credits. From a yearly standpoint, they need one or two. Like you can do one or two credits for whatever one of these the courses that you choose. And the PowerPoints are already made for you. You don't have to create a PowerPoint. They're already made for you. You can adjust them slightly. You can also talk about your services at the end. You can talk about your services during, as long as they're relevant to the slides themselves, and people really like them. So that's something that we've done, or I've done in the past, to help fabricators create more credibility in the marketplace and bring customers to them. That's really sort of you create a service for the fabricator where they can bring customers to themselves. You're doing something that nobody else can do, really.
Yeah. And the only thing I want to add on that over the years, what we found out was, you're going to get a lot of calls from customers that aren't happy about the fabricators and everything. And we never ever throw a fabricator under the bus, no matter what. We call it CTA. We always cover their ass. Even if they totally messed up, we dance around, and we never ever throw a fabricator under. Even in a big town, it's a small town. And we have found that's come back to us, and they'll be like, hey, I heard what you said. Thanks for covering us on that one. It will build that loyalty, and you will not believe what they will do back for you, because every homeowner wants to throw you in the middle. And sometimes it is the fabricator's fault. But I've never thrown one under the bus. And when we started to have a lot of the etching, remember the Palisades and the Arctic Whites that were being sold as quartzites, not to etch? I had a fabricator, had 12 of them. And our standard line when we get called out would be like, hey, you know what? These guys didn't know. They were being marketed as Granite. The fabricators had no clue what it was. They were sold a bill of goods. And we had a lot of positive feedback from the fabricators on that one. So always talk well out there, and don't say anything negative, because it will come back. There's no doubt.
I agree most of the time.
But
There's
bring
some
that
things
back
that
to
are
the
out there
fabricator.
that people need to be
fabricator
absolutely.
Yeah,
perfect
but it's not unless they hired me to be an inspector or to do, I just stay away from it. It's just, I'd rather just be like, paws up, like, and then.
Next
What about a
question.
situation where, they got basically talked into being okay and signing off, and it's like just really, really unacceptable, like no way around, like, oh, they didn't know or whatever, like they did shitty work, they convinced the customer to take it, and a few weeks later they realized what's going on. That needs to be handled.
Yeah, and
So,
it's a tough
stuff
one.
like that.
It's a tough one. It depends on, and I'll be
know.
honest with you, and I agree with you on that one, because it is a really hard
Like what
thing to
you're
do.
talking about, this material issue.
Yeah.
It's not, there's a lot of information out there now that fabricators should know, but the fact is not all the fabricators have the information, and it starts with the quarry, and it became a problem, and it actually set the fabricators up to take the fall
There's
for
still
it.
fabricators putting steel rods in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, even right now.
I know. And it's,
Can we
a
send
lot
them
of it
thank
is,
you card?
a lot of it is ignorance, and just, those are the shops that, don't care. They don't care because they're not taking the time to educate themselves.
Yeah.
They're just trying to pump money, and that's it. There's people that are buying fabrication shops, investors, like crypto people, are starting fabrication shops because they think it's a money printing warehouse, and people don't realize fabrication shops are insane overhead to like revenue and profit ratio. Like the overhead, the liability, the workman's comp is so unbelievable that, like, once you get in the middle of it, then you realize. But like, those people, then they all they do is they do what they can to keep the doors open and keep the money flowing, and there's no interest in making a good product, just getting the money. So those people need to be thrown under the bus.
So that's a
and backed
whole
up.
nother discussion right there.
Next
That's
question.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Okay, next question. Have any of y'all tried Reddit ads? What are your thoughts?
Reddit ads?
Yeah.
I'm not.
We have
So
not.
I've seen Ted on Reddit making comments.
You have?
Yeah.
But not an
And
ad.
Not an ad, but the countertop. There's a subreddit for countertops
Oh,
and
shit.
for Granite. I saw you on there, fucker. And
I'm trying to be
It's
nice.
it's getting
Jam.
no. You were nice, and it's very
There's some idiots on there. It's some really
Yes.
good guys on there too.
it's growing in popularity.
Yeah.
Reddit is like, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, just don't bother. It's save yourself.
It's not
from
a
it.
target market, right? that you
No,
want- yeah.
but there are homeowners that go on there with genuine questions. I have been interacting the last 6 months or so on there, and I've actually been able to like help a few people, and some people that go on there complain about just insane things that shouldn't even be looked at. But
They get on there. Am I being too picky?
Yeah.
And the answer is always yes.
yes, but as far as ads,
Telling you
I
to
think
start it
I don't
in
think
May
that's the
That's
right
what you
market.
said.
I think it's a good
Ted,
market
we
if you
talked
need
about this last year.
help. No, it's okay.
Facebook is a great.
Facebook would be much better than Reddit, in my
Facebook.
opinion. I don't think the audience is large enough on Reddit, unless you dig deeper and you know how to like navigate that. I don't know. I just go on the subreddits. I don't
and
know any of the data or anything
YouTube.
like that.
Depending on where you are in your area. I mean, I make $50,000 a month from YouTube leads.
It took you 10 years to get that.
It has, but,
it takes
you know-
work to get the YouTube page. But yeah, Ted.
Yeah.
When I met Ted, he had like a small YouTube
Yeah, maybe
video.
1,000.
Like you had like less than 10, maybe 10 videos.
Yeah,
and 2,000 people, and now you have how many?
9,700. But I just figured out that was important.
But you actually
more
get,
subscribers.
but you actually get legitimate work from it.
I get 50,000 views a month. I get 20,000 views on the long form videos and 30,000 views on the short form videos. I don't know if the short form videos actually produce revenue. I know the long form videos do, because somebody will watch a granite crack repair video, start to finish, with the different angles. They really like it. They call, and every one of my videos has a phone number. So it's a different phone number. So I can track the actual videos themselves, and, I'll just see 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 in revenue on each video. YouTube likes to serve those videos, and some of those videos get 600 views a month, and some of them get 3,000 views a month. So,
And if you guys didn't know, the video that is most popular on his page and the most watched stone video on YouTube ever is a video that we made in 2012 just to make a video, and we never intended to monetize it. Are you making money off it now? Do you owe me money?
He wants his royalty.
I owe you money.
I made a granite. We made a granite polishing video,
It is
and,
his
and it
commission.
went on Ted's channel, and it's kind of lives there now. It's got over 2 million views. It's the only stone video with
You did
a million
you
views.
did the
but-
voiceover in my
Now you're
kitchen. Maybe I
realizing
should
you
charge
need
you
some
for
money
that.
for
No, you put me in Nathan's bedroom under
Nathan's
the bunk
bed,
bed.
yeah.
So, but no, it's like that video at the time was so needed and like relevant that I think it's got over 2 million views, but I think there may be like 10,000 people that watched it, but over and over
Yeah,
and over.
yeah.
So like if you make content,
It still gets about 2,000 views a month.
there's content that people enjoy watching that's satisfying for the results and stuff like that, but you can actually make videos where people can actually take the steps to do them, so whether it's homeowners or other professionals or whatever. But
There's some
You
of
know.
those on the channel. Some videos just showing the before and after. Some videos showing the different steps. Some videos showing the granite reconditioning kit. That's got 30,000 views. Some videos showing marble polishing. A live video showing marble polishing. That's got 60,000 views. Those things do create revenue for me. In terms of the YouTube channel doesn't, but the actual leads that are created, they do come in, and I will keep doing that. I think Facebook is going to be the next, for me, it's going to be the next greatest source of revenue. I got 89 leads from my Facebook advertising last month.
Wow. That's great.
Okay, next question.
Interesting.
Emphasize
you-
the word.
Huh?
Emphasize the word.
That's not gonna matter. If you could give just one important piece of advice to a new business owner or operator in this industry, what would you say?
Ooh,
No one's
man.
coming to save you.
I'm gonna steal
You're
off
on
from
your
him and say know your numbers. That's
Oh,
one
that's where I was
thing
gonna go.
that I still struggle with, and it's probably the most important. Because
Don't
if you
buy
know
all
your
the
numbers-
fancy stuff up front.
Yeah.
You can get by with used equipment and basic stuff in the beginning. You don't need brand new machines. You don't need, you can get by. You can get by. If you're on a budget, don't spend $2,500 on a floor machine. Get one off Craigslist for $300.
I would say,
they'll do the same work.
I would say that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I thought you were done.
I am done now.
I interrupted him. Go ahead.
Both of you guys.
I would say to treat selling as a service, like you're the best company that the customer can choose from, and it's up to you to prove that. There's no whiskey in there or anything.
No, it's Ted. It's Ted that stinks, not the cup.
It is me that stinks.
Well, they also want
And
to know what
I
kind
would,
of tea you drink in
Oh
order to
fuck!
talk
That
this
hit me
much.
like 2
I would-
seconds later.
And I lose your voice.
I would treat selling as a service, and I would find a sales program that was like a comprehensive sales program that you could go through. There's 4 or 5 of them out there, from cold calling all the way through to closing, and I would just study it and use it every single day. And I would, and then as I grow, I would have my people do that. And if you're just starting, you need to learn how to sell yourself.
Yeah, and an excellent book for that is the 1 Minute Salesperson.
Yes, and
It's-
pitch anything.
It's
And,
like 80. The 1 Minute Salesperson is like 85 pages,
yeah,
and if you're just getting going, that book's worth the read.
because you can't know any numbers, and you can't do any marketing, and you can't do any work without first selling your job, selling yourself. And I don't know if Dean agrees with that, but
Just
Anybody
don't get a Grant Cardone tattoo like I think he has. I'm sure it's on him somewhere.
Don't stay away from the guru shit. All the online guru, 10x, all that stuff.
it's probably the greatest thing you can
Ted's
do.
an anomaly. He can actually use the information. Don't get sucked into the guru shit.
It's $100 a month, man. It's not that much money.
Just buy the
Fantastic.
1 Minute
Don't,
Salesperson.
just
You're
don't.
good.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
so anybody else? If you were just saying, what would you get? What was one
One
thing?
thing I would,
One
for,
thing.
for small operators, I would say get off the truck. Because what you guys are all talking about, you can't do it all. You can't do it while you're on the truck
It's
out
true.
working. So
True.
if you want to sell and build your business and know your numbers, you need to get off that truck. Eventually.
And that's hard if you build your business around you. Like if you're the face and you're the business and everything's about like you, then it's harder to get off the truck. And it's-
Unless that was who you want to be. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. Because we talked about the boat size. If you want to be that person and you're like, I don't want to deal with it, don't feel like you have to. It's all right. I'm not to contradict Cam, but some people will grow when they shouldn't. So I think sometimes I would say
I don't think that's the case.
well, all right, Grant. Anyway, so
I don't want to be an example
I mean,
of
some
that,
people
but
don't want a big company. They want.
I think everybody has to have some people that will support them.
I had
So whether it's
a
big or not. I mean, you have
at least one.
if you're not working, you don't eat.
I'll
That's what I'm saying.
So
Some people, that's all they want.
yeah,
Just to get to this point, I'm comfortable. I'm taking care of my family. That's all I want. They don't want 10
right, but they could get
crews.
hurt. Age creeps up
For
on you.
sure.
Not that I
I'm
want
not-
to be
I
an
don't
example of
disagree.
that statement.
I'm a long-term thinker, so I want to. I have to have people that are going to bring in that revenue, even if I make less net. Percentage-wise, I have to have other people working and duplicate myself, so
And you
that I
still
don't have to do it.
Ted and I are
And you're
like
still the face. You're
And I'm
talking
still
to
the
people.
face, yeah.
Ted had how many trucks did you have in the mid 2000s?
10.
And I had one, and I was very content with having a crew out there running. I would sell and take care of the other stuff, and that would take up about half my time. The other half my time I still like doing the work. So I would take on the smaller jobs myself. I'd send the crew out to do, like full houses and bathroom shower, stuff like that. I would do, smaller, 1 or 2 day jobs and stuff like that. So I could still go out and quote. And I was actually very content with that, because for 2 years I was solo on the truck, and I was doing really well, but I was working 18 hours a day. And, by the time, my son's 10, so 10 years ago, I had a kid, and you can't do that anymore. So
You gotta come home at 9 o'clock.
it all depends. If you're single,
And do all your billing.
do whatever you want.
I-
You know?
yeah, I'm
But
gonna-
if you
I'm
got
gonna-
a family, you got to make time, and you got to get off the truck, and you got to get at least one crew doing the majority of the work for you.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How's
I'm gonna
That's
crew
another
pay your
question
bills?
when y'all are ready.
I'm gonna say one thing too, and this is just personal
I mean, I
to me.
don't think it's possible.
This is personal to
You
me.
have
So
to
when,
do
when
it.
I started,
Yeah.
I was transitioning from, I was still doing accounting, and I wanted to start the Marble. I found a guy named Tom Cox who was with IPT Marble.
I do, Tom.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Tom Cox, I bought all my supplies from Tom. I was
great.
super
Love that
loyal.
guy.
He was a great guy. He sold the company. He bailed me out so many times, and he helped me. Now, I didn't experiment on the customers' floors or countertops. I never did. And I will tell you, and I'm not saying it just because I'm a sponsored rep from MB Stone.
Tom Cox.
Stu and Cam and everybody here, it's the same way. Stick with a supplier that has the knowledge, is going to answer your phone call and help you out. And
Yeah.
I think you'll know that these guys, especially, Stu, to his own detriment, 2 a.m, I think he'll answer you, and I will tell you, when you're just starting out, like I was, I don't
Can't get
30
up at
years
2 in
ago.
the morning all the time anymore.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, and I'm not saying it because they're here, if you get with a supplier that actually cares about you and is willing to help you out, it will go so far. And take the training classes. I was using before I met them.
They're taking a training class right now.
Well, exactly. There you go. But before I met them, Tom had sold his business, and I went with someone else. Hang on, I'm not done yet. Jeez, no wonder Cam gets frustrated.
Well, I still have another question.
I have something
Hey, it's
to
a
add.
round
Yes,
table.
yeah.
What do you want?
I went
I got
with.
something to add.
I didn't know it was a roast. I was like waiting for Dean Martin to come in.
First time?
Hopefully not. So, but in all seriousness, I went to another supplier, and I would say, "Hey, what about these diamonds?" And the guy would be like, "Hang on, let me go ask somebody else what they are." They had no clue, and I ended up just wasting so much product because they didn't know what they were doing. In all honesty, and it was a big company. It's actually bigger now. So, I'm not just saying it because they're here, but you will get amazing advice, and you're going to get the right equipment, the right tools here. You just will. And and I don't mean to plug it, but when you're just starting out, it means so much to have somebody to help you and have your back.
If whoever asked that question is just starting out, being in this room with these people might be the most valuable thing that you can have, because you have these people can become your mentors. I call Cameron a lot. I call Ted a lot. And I took their class, and that's how I met them.
It's like 100 and something.
Nobody
years
calls
of
me.
experience in here.
You're not allowed to talk to.
But being able to call them and talk to them, and have them answer questions, that will save you a lot of hardship down the road.
No doubt.
With Ted, if you want to call and ask him a business question, he has answers. Whether or not you use them or not, that's up to you.
And if I don't have the answers, I can tell you where to find them usually.
Yes.
Usually it's Grant Cardone. I'm just kidding.
Well, if it's a stone question, it's Cameron. Yeah. But that might be your most important thing right there. Go ahead, Jessica. Next question.
So somebody said, do you target
just love
local
that look.
area Facebook groups or just create ads with targeted audience and location?
I wasn't listening. What?
With
I would
Facebook
create
group,
ads with targeted.
for sure.
So do you target local areas through Facebook groups, or do you just create cleaning ads with targeted audience and location?
You create reels every day. You post something from your business before and after, or an action shot or something that says what you do, and you post it on your company page, right? You participate in groups, in these Facebook groups where every once in a while they'll have like hey, what do you do? And you say what you do. I mean, I personally don't do the Facebook thing. I'm on there, but I don't like to be on the groups. I don't like to post that much. I like to see what my wife posts and stuff, but that's pretty much it. But I post.
Like local groups though, or
Yeah.
just
I personally don't because I don't want to be on Facebook that
Right.
much. You know,
Yeah.
for me it's like it's a
If you're posting in
Jessica
those
can
groups, you
answer
gotta
this.
I was about
participate.
to say, I
I
want to
think
chime
Jessica
in.
could answer this one.
You gotta
So-
participate if you're posting in those groups, and
Yeah.
You can't just chime in and
yeah,
say,
that's where because then they're like, oh, this guy's just coming in here for my business. So
Right.
you,
Yeah.
so
Right.
you don't want to do that. And the other thing with your Facebook page, have a personal Facebook page and a business Facebook page, please. Please.
Yes.
So for me, like personally, my Facebook, I am part of like all of these different swap and shop groups throughout North Carolina because obviously that's where I'm based, right? And then I'll go and search on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, certain hashtags. Hashtag marble, hashtag granite, hashtag countertop. And like I'll just scroll through liking different posts and commenting on different posts personally and as the company page, right? And then, you know, sometimes I'll come across one where it's like, you know, what do I do about this stain that's up here? And I'm able to chime in and they recognize either me personally or me as the business. And, you know, it
Yeah.
leads to more questions and stuff like that.
That's good, but from a restoration standpoint, we have to target like different types of people. Like when you're targeting marble, we target some
That's what I was
cleaners and
about
things
to
like that.
say.
But so I'm
Same
targeting like designers. So I'll do a post and I'll do a hashtag like Los Angeles. So there's a chance that a lot of people in Los Angeles will see it. Maybe the right person, maybe one person. If you post one or two things every single day, there was a time last year I tried to post a video every day on YouTube. You can do hashtags on YouTube as well. You want to make sure that you're targeting with your hashtags or with whatever you're targeting the right type of customer that you're looking for that's going to basically see you and give you one job a year or something like that. And you're posting 300 or 400 times, right? So hashtag Los Angeles, hashtag interior design, hashtag LA interior designer, hashtag Orange County, hashtag Phoenix, whatever. You know, Louis Noble in Phoenix does a great job of his hashtags. You know, I kind of took some of his ideas because I thought it was brilliant when he's actually focusing on interior design. He's focusing on real estate. He's focused on luxury homes, luxury lifestyle, just these things that we want to, like if we do an Annie Etch post, I want luxury home, or I want luxury real estate. I want the right person to see it at the right time. So because we're really focusing on interior design and stuff. But when it comes to Facebook and Instagram too, you want to talk to people every once in a while. I didn't do this in the past, and it was a mistake. But these people, they talk about how they're influencers on Instagram or influencers on usually Instagram because Instagram was really they
Instagram
started
and
doing
TikTok.
the live and the reels. They had like 60, 70,000 followers, and I found an influencer that had 900,000 followers, and she got us as from a networking standpoint. That one influencer got the entire Sureshine service network 100 jobs of Annie Etch, you know, in the last 3 or 4 years, and she's continuing to do that. She's continuing
They're paid
to
though.
post. She's not paid. No,
Rare.
no,
She's not.
She did it for me. So I did the
That's
job.
rare.
I did the job. She put it on her website, and then we're still getting these leads. Then another designer saw her because they follow her. She's a chef. Designer saw her. She got 60,000 or 70,000 followers. Now she's got 100, and then she did the same thing. She didn't post as much. So we got 4 or 5 jobs. You want to talk to these people that are gonna. You want to talk to these people that have, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers. Maybe you give them a couple $100 off. I don't know if it's an Annie Etch job or a granite repair or a stone polishing. Ask them to post for you. You know, my technicians now are trained to ask for reviews and ask for referrals. They're literally asking for phone numbers. So you can ask that. You can do that too. But you can have your technicians ask them to post on their Facebook or post on their Instagram the before and afters. These things provide a lot of credibility to you when you're when you're small, especially. But for me, I need every little lead I can get. So we're doing everything we can to make these people.
Word of mouth and brand awareness is the biggest things when it comes to advertising. Like, you don't always have to spend a whole bunch of money just to advertise.
Right.
Even boosting posts doesn't cost much, and you can
Right.
choose your audience.
And you got to
You
be
do that.
consistent. You
Yeah.
just got to be
Yeah.
consistent.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I go and search hashtags and comment and like and post because, you know, the more I do that, the more people see me, brand awareness. And
Which
I know
we
it's
do ads
different.
too. We kind of do all
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Any more questions? What do we got?
No new questions.
No new
All right.
questions. I think that wraps it up for today.
Oh, come on, we all don't have something.
Are we
to
going
add.
through pictures and stuff or no?
You want to talk about?
Look,
you wanna talk
no,
about-
because y'all
about-
told me to be here at 7:30 this
Well,
morning.
it's all
I was
technical
here at
stone stuff,
7:30.
so.
Nobody else
I
was
was here in
here.
spirit.
You were
It's
here
all,
in
all
spirit. Thanks.
technical
We're
stuff,
right
stuff
on
that we
time.
talked about. Like,
Okay,
whatever.
tomorrow?
I can do it whenever works.
What are we working on?
It'll take a long time. It'll take too long.
Yeah.
That's up to you. I'm just thinking about the people that are only today. But I don't know if that's
Well, it's
relevant.
more business stuff today.
Yeah. So that's all
Okay.
technical
And
stuff.
Steven, who's the other guy that's on today? Is he?
Stephen and James.
It's James.
Cooper.
Is James Cooper? Is he experienced?
Taylor Cooper.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
he's good on the technical side.
Yeah. So he and Steven are good.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the two that are only on today. Yeah, and so we can do it tomorrow.
James said hi.
Hello.
Hello, Taylor.
Nice to meet you, James.
We called you out by name. Sorry.
James Taylor.
Hey,
James is like, you know, I'm
real
here,
quick,
right?
guys, if you everybody here has an email, everybody here has an Insta, everybody here has a text. Jessica's gonna get you that information.
Yeah, some of them already got it. Some of them still haven't. So I'm gonna send it out directly from my email.
Feel
See if
free.
that helps.
I have one last thing, something that I feel strongly about that I make a point. Sorry, but before I forget, because it's gonna leave my head in like 20 seconds. If people come to you and want you to do jobs for them, and they say, "Hey, like, do this for me, and I'll have more work for you," like usually when you're first starting out, you're like, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll give them a discount. Do it at cost, whatever." Those people are 100% full of shit 100% of the time. Okay. If they come to you and tell you like, "Oh yeah, do this," I got a bunch of clients lined up. No, if they really want to do it, have them pay full price. They want to do the work or they don't want to do the work. Have them pay full price. They're gonna get a deal and then they're never gonna call you again. The second part is that people come to you and say, "Oh yeah, you do this work. Give me, I'll get you all this work. You just give me like 10% or 20% of whatever." That's a kickback. Kickbacks immediately eliminate any credibility from anybody that you're working with. They're illegal in some states. And if somebody has to give you, or you have to give somebody a kickback to get to work, they're not worth working for. They'll pay any company to come and do the work or whatever that they can find. And I guarantee you that behind them is a trail of companies that have been burned by them. So
Also,
don't work for kickbacks.
friends.
Don't offer kickbacks.
Friends, yeah.
You
Don't
know,
give discounts to friends. If they're really friends, they want you to.
yeah,
make
that
money
too.
each.
I'll pay full price.
The guy,
You have kids too.
my friend that installed my AC, my AC in my garage in California, the guy that cleaned my carpets, the other guy that helped me like with some other stuff. Like I never asked for a discount. How much is it? I can afford it or I can't afford it. I don't ask them for a discount because that's how they make a living. It's incredibly disrespectful to ask your friends.
Make sure
for a
you
deal,
pay your friends full price.
And don't work in your own neighborhood. Don't work for your neighbors.
Never work for your neighbors.
Don't work for your neighbors. If you can see their house from your house, don't fucking do anything.
I would say even better, don't work for
And never
friends
work
or
for
neighbors.
family either.
Yeah.
Friends, family, or neighbors.
Don't give
Sorry.
kickbacks. Don't work
Table.
for kickbacks.
All right.
Those people.
Cut.
Cameron's fired up.
Okay, yeah, chill.
Now, there's nothing wrong with giving a kickback after they give you a few jobs.
People refer you. I want people to refer me because they know that I do a really good job and that I'm a good person to represent them and put in front of their customers. And I also refer people for the same reason. not because if there's any money involved, there's no credibility.
There's a difference between a kickback and a thank you.
There's
You can
plenty
always,
of ways that
you can
do
always
it.
send a thank you,
Absolutely.
but they don't have. They shouldn't
All of them?
expect it. They should. It shouldn't be a transaction.
No.
There are times when you can, if they buy the service and then they're selling it to their client, and they're doing that. That's fine. That's the version. They're taking part of the risk of the job. We do it for designers all the time where they want to make 20% on us. I'm fine with that. We buy the
You
designer buys the
invoice them.
service.
Yes.
Yeah, we invoice the
They
designer.
can charge their
invoice the
client
job.
however much they want.
Exactly.
You present-
We want them to make as much money as they can.
That's
on it.
business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then what happens if you get a big builder or something and they keep you busy all the time at a discounted rate? What are you doing?
You're
You're
gonna
losing
figure out.
money and you're working at a discount.
I think Dean said that a
Do I
lot.
need to put
Don't
the
chase the
countdown on the
discount.
screen for
Yeah.
y'all?
What?
Yeah.
Do I need to put the countdown on the screen for y'all?
Oh, we just thought you wanted to work before
All right.
12 today.
Hey everybody,
Thank
this first day is the first day we've ever done this, and it's the first time we've ever done this, and we're hoping to do more of these, and we need some feedback. So, and I know that I have a lot of improvement to do. I think Dean thinks he has a lot of improvement to do, but he doesn't. He's perfect.
I'm sensitive, so
And don't be shy about the
Don't
feedback.
be shy about the feedback. I want to know. We want to know everything. You know.
None of us are going to a safe
I know I
space.
talk too much. Sorry about that. Cameron's too
Well, what
white.
tea do you drink in that cup that you don't lose your voice?
Oh, it's
That
Red
was one
Bull
of the
and tea.
questions.
It's coffee. 17 cups of coffee today.
All right, we're out. Everybody's done.
We are out. We'll see you
Everybody say
tomorrow,
goodbye.
10
Good
a.m.
night.
Have a good
Good
evening.
night.
See you
Or
later.
good morning,
you.
or wherever you are.
Au revoir.
That's good.
Hey, let's set up for tomorrow.
I should have drank a beer.
Oh, we can do it.